today we're talking about relationships and the importance of relationships. Relationships, I feel like, are more than connections. Relationships are a spiritual journey that you are taking with someone else. It includes spiritual growth and spiritual understanding when you are in specifically an intentional relationship. So I want to talk about relationships and how they are here to help us grow. They are here to help us practice and tap deeper into unconditional love. Mosquitoes. Let's go. Welcome to Empress Expressions. My name is Amber and I am the Empress here, and I welcome you whether you're new or you're returning. So today we're talking about relationships. I have 3 points here that I want to dive into and really dig into the meaning and the purpose of relationships. I just love the birds. They're just so chirpy and just talking and communicating. I love it. So the first thing that I have here is going to be a mirror for self-discovery. So relationships, they act as mirrors, reflecting our inner selves and highlighting areas for personal and spiritual growth. So to me, that is one of the most sacred things about a relationship, right? It is the ability to journey a path of self-discovery. When you can see yourself in someone else, even the aspects that you don't like in a person, or the aspects like the potentiality, the things that you wish you could be more like, or the patterns, the things that they do that you're like, oh, I used to do those things, I'm not doing those things anymore. Just when you can see yourself in a person, and a person specifically that you're in a relationship in, the discovery of self is amazing. It is a gift, right? It's a gift from the universe to be able to truly see yourself in another person, and to be able to highlight that. When you allow that relationship to highlight areas within yourself, personal, spiritually, when you're able to see those highlighted areas in yourself that need growth, to me, that is what a relationship, well, that's one of the main reasons for a relationship, is for expansion and for growth, right? It is so that we can see ourselves in others. You already have, when you make the connection, you're already on a vibrational frequency with that person. Y'all are a vibrational match in some way or another. Now it's to seek it and understand what that is, what growth needs to happen within that connection. If you choose to, right? If you choose to. We all still have free will, and we have the option, we have the choice to opt into growth or not, Number 2 is sacred connection. So relationships offer a sacred space for deepening our spiritual practice, fostering compassion, empathy, and unconditional love. Relationships, as I navigate my spiritual journey and path and the unfolding of my existence and really embodying my physical self, right, as a spiritual being, embodying this physical self, being the creator of my life and living in my creation all at the same time, the sacredness in connection, the sacredness within a relationship where you get to show up as your authentic self, however that may be, and that is accepted, right, by the other, and accepted in a way where I just want to learn and grow together. There is a true sense of unconditional love that is cultivated when you're able to do that. when you're able to just see someone, accept someone, and decide that I'm going to grow from the reflection that I see. It also creates a sense of empathy, right? Because when you connect with someone, there's always going to be something that you can give empathy on. Because when you vibrationally match, there is something connects, something is the same, it's a match. So then the ability to give empathy to another creates sacredness, compassion, having more compassion. I feel like over the years, that's something that I've worked on, is having more compassion. I feel like at this point in my life, it's something that I still work on, but I have so much compassion that I feel like I'm a crybaby now, you know? And that has not always been the case for me. I have not always been one that expressed a whole lot of emotion because I didn't really feel like there was time for that, you know? But now that I feel into that, I have compassion, and a lot of that happened in relationships for me. Like, the healing that happens in relationships, even the relationships that don't, or the marriages that don't last for forever, they all bring growth. They all bring growth. I'll share a transparent moment. Coming out of my second marriage, it was really hard at certain points to accept that, you know, I had another failed marriage, but then it wasn't failed. It was a completed marriage. It was completed. And I learned so much about my partner at the time. I learned so much about myself at the time, and I'm still learning. You know, that's another thing, is I don't feel like relationships ever end either. It's, once you're connected, you're connected. So the growth that comes out of things, and specifically like for those that have been married or are married, there's this, you know, unspoken pressure, and sometimes highly spoken, especially if you're, you know, you grow up in the church or, you know, in some type of a religious structure. There can be, you can be spoken down to for divorce, and that it's a failure. It's, you know, but sometimes it's just a flat out, it's, you've completed that that union, right? And that relationship has now transitioned to something different, right? So relationships bring a sacred connection, not only to that person that you're connected to, but it also creates a sacred connection of understanding yourself better too. The third thing I have here, these mosquitoes are rude. The third thing I have here is soul contracts. So relationships are often seen as soul contracts, agreements made before birth to help each other evolve and fulfill our highest potential. I 100% agree with this. That's why I feel like relationships never end. When you connect to somebody, it's a connection. There is, I believe that before we come here and we incarnate into these human bodies, we have soul contracts that we must live out. And I know for a fact I've done two, and those are my two marriages. And I definitely feel like I have more, and not even so much that they would have to be marriages, but there are other people in my life that I've connected to that there's been a contract that was put in place. Friends that I know I have soul contracts with, you know. Soul contracts are so real. And a huge one of the things that I like to mention on this channel is that I do believe that we come here to remember who we are, and we don't always remember these things that we put in place before we incarnated here as humans. So that also meaning soul contracts with other people, having, you know, you align yourself to certain people because you have contracts that need to be fulfilled with certain people. And I just find that to be such a beautiful thing. I find that to be such a beautiful thing to understand that these connections that we make with people are not coincidental, you know? Especially if you're one like myself and you don't live haphazardly. You live with a lot of intention, you live with a lot of, purpose, you flow, you enjoy life, you live with fluidity, but you also live with purpose. And so I strongly believe that I don't connect with people haphazardly. I don't connect with people by accident. I feel like there's work to be done. There are things to be enjoyed. There are so many beautiful things that can be created when you connect with other people. So I strongly believe that soul contracts are real and they should be honored and they should be respected. But of course, we are here as human beings and we definitely have free will. And you will have some that opt in to do the work, and then you have some that will opt out of doing the work. And I can say that I have been on both sides of it. I have decided, I'm not doing this, and I've been on the side of, I'm doing this. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to get this growth. I'm ready to adhere to what my soul agreed to before I started having this human experience, right? So I'm going to come back to relationships a little bit more, because relationships are so highly talked about. They're talked about so much. So many people have so many different perspectives. So many people have been through so many different things. And it's really important to use your discernment when you're listening to people talk about relationships. Everything's not for everybody, you know? So use your discernment, but I definitely want to touch back on relationships because they are 100% a part of our spiritual journey, and they need to be honored and seen and respected like that as well. That's what I have for you. I send you so much peace. I send you so much light, and I send you so much love. And I also want to say that if you're looking for support in relationships, if you're looking for support in just the relationship within yourself, I am a soul wisdom coach. My coaching is specifically tailored to women. That woman that feels like she always has to have it together. She doesn't have time to feel into her emotions or have those moments of what she would consider weakness or vulnerability. That woman that is a go-getter and she takes charge of her life. That woman that wants to feel deeply back into her emotions and her body. She wants to and desires to design her life for it to feel amazing. I coach that woman. My coaching is specifically tailored to that woman. So if that resonates with you, look down in the description box. You can email me. You can set up a discovery call. If that doesn't resonate with you, but you still feel like you need support and you need guidance, feel free to still hit me up, because I am connected to some amazing and dope people that I know. I'm confident in believing that I could get you connected to the right person that can support you in whatever it is that you are working through. So I just wanted to close out with that. Take care of yourselves, respect your relationships, and until next time, bye.